So I've resisted for a long time, trying not to do this, but I'm just I can't stay silent anymore. It's just driving me nuts. Look, the jig is up, folks. The jig is up. This has been going on now for what? Since March 17th, and we are now in June, and we still have to keep hearing about this. Really? This is going to be like forever now. They're not going to stop, even though their own numbers are in. The jig is up. It's exposed. The whole thing's a sham. It's a scam. It's total nonsense. It's utterly ridiculous. Okay, let's just examine this, okay? And you know what I'm talking about here. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I don't even want to say it because I don't know. I mean, the algorithms don't find me anyway, but you know what this is about. This is just absurd, okay? Unbelievable. This is all that C19 stuff, okay? So let's just do some basic math. Basic math. Even if I grant their numbers, which I'm not going to, and I'm going to tell you why. There's no reason for me to grant this number. This number is absurd. But if I grant this number, even if I grant that number, okay? If I grant that number, we end up with 1.5%. That is a 1.5% death rate from this thing. Okay, that's granting their numbers. But I'm going to tell you why I won't grant their numbers, because I know the story behind these numbers. And this number that I'm granting is even high. But I know already that more than half, so I could actually drop this even lower, but I'm just going to go with this as a nice round number because I haven't looked at the last 10 or so cases that have come in. So I'm just going to grant those all just to be generous. So here's what it looks like with the actual numbers. 0.8%. That means you have a 99.2% chance of surviving it. Okay, that means this is ridiculous. Shutting down economies, shutting down. Look at this. This number right here, this right here is absurd. Can I use this? Oh, let's see. This is absurd. This right here is more than 20% of the people in my area. More than 20%. You're kidding me. 20%, more than 20% of the population has been tested? Or are they and by the way, they've already admitted they're testing people in prisons because those people don't have any choice. They've counted numbers in this that already had previous underlying health conditions. And that's why I'm saying I'm not going to grant that, because I know the story behind it. More than half of that has been, oh, this is just crazy. This is insane. More than half of that has been people with underlying health conditions. And check this out. This is so, they call it a conspiracy theory. It's not a theory anymore, folks. It's not a theory, because look at this. This is all scripted. It's all programmed. Look, this whole entire thing right here, you think they wrote this for my area? No, they didn't. All I had to do was blank out this area where the name of the individual and the location that I'm actually in. And I'll tell you I'm in Arizona. I don't really care. You could look it up. But this is nonsense. Look at this. All of this is so generic cookie cutter. And here's what they're telling you. They're telling you that it's been proven effective in slowing and preventing the spread. Proven effective. Proven effective. That's an absolute lie. How do I know it's a lie? Because you started doing it back here, and that doesn't change. This just keeps going up. The more they test, the more they find. The more they find, the more they test. It's a never-ending cycle. And what they do is, as you begin to go back to normal and you try to act normal, then they want you to, oh no, now you should wear a face mask. Wear a face mask? Are you kidding me? Wear a face mask? This is so dishonest. This is so dishonest. The worst part about this is healthcare professionals are now not providing people with the services that they're supposed to. They're not helping people when they're actually sick because they're so busy trying to test for this thing and for pushing this narrative. It's that they're not even doing a decent job. They're not even doing what they ought to be doing. They're not caring for the sick who are actually sick and treating the actual sickness they have. They're trying to find this stupid boogeyman. This is absurd. This has got to stop. This has got to stop. This is totally ridiculous. But this is absurd. I mean, we're going to get to a point where we're not going to be able to shop or to do anything unless we're going to be forced to do this. You don't force healthy people to wear a mask. This is so dishonest, and if you talk to any healthcare professional that's honest doctors, honest nurses, they're going to tell you the same thing. Healthy people don't wear masks. It's not healthy for you to wear a mask. That is unhealthy. Anybody who knows virology, immunology, they're going to tell you that these stupid little cloth masks that you're making are not going to keep a virus out. But this is the point. It's not a virus. They've never purified it down to an actual virus. They can't identify the virus strain. They look for indicators, and those indicators, you can look all this stuff up online, but those indicators are not what they're claiming that they are. It's a lie. It's been a lie from the beginning, and yet they keep perpetuating the lie. Absolutely absurd. Absolutely sickening. I'm telling you, I'm sick to death of this nonsense. I've had it. I'm sick of it. I'm totally sick of it. I don't know if you guys are too, but man, if you are, I think we need to get together and shut this down, because this is getting annoying. And now we have these disingenuous fraudster politicians who like exercising control and want to sound like they're virtue signaling to a mass of hysterical people that are out there. Stop being panic stricken. It's not going to kill you. Now, if you're sick and or you're susceptible to any type of sickness or illness, you should naturally take precautions for yourself. But to demand that everybody else has to act a certain way no, that doesn't work that way. Take precautions. If you are unhealthy, you don't need to go out. And if you can avoid going out, great, don't go out. Stay in contact with only the people that you can trust, that they're not going to get you sick, so that you're not susceptible to something that's worse. Because, I don't know what this is, but it isn't a virus, and it's all just baloney. And at this point, it doesn't even matter. The point is, it's so low, it's not a pandemic. This is all a plandemic. This is all from Event 201. This has all been scheduled. This has all been scripted, and we're marching in lockstep. And yes, lockstep. Look it up. Anyway, we're marching to the beat of their drum, and they're continuing to call the shots and narrate this. It's absurd. It's got to stop. It's just got to stop.